We've talked about aligning ourselves with God, making sure our heart matches up with His heart. And we talked about believing with all of our heart, soul, mind, and strength in the thing that God has asked us to pray for and praying for those things. And today we're going to talk about C for the ABCs of prayer, which is contend for your circumstances. God wants us to contend for our circumstances like we're contending for our own life. See, the greatest story, an example that I have for this comes from Daniel chapter 10, when Daniel's praying and he takes a long time to get his prayer answered, and finally an angel shows up and meets him and says, I have been trying to get to you for 21 days, but I've been upheld by the prince of Persia. And he even said he had to grab the archangel Michael to come with him to help defeat the prince of Persia so that he could get to Daniel and bring the answer to his prayer. So how much does that happen in our life when we're praying for stuff and believing for stuff, and yet we give up after just a couple days, or we give up after just a couple weeks? Y'all, this example is 3 weeks that Daniel had to pray through something. 3 weeks. Are we praying through things until we get the answer that we already have known and agreed and aligned our hearts with God on? Are we praying through that for 3 weeks or more? If you want to see God answer your prayers, you've got to contend for your circumstances like you're going to get that yes no matter what. There's a parable of a persistent widow also in the Bible who goes to a judge and asks him for things multiple times, and finally the judge gets sick of it and just says, you know what, give this lady whatever she needs because I don't want her to come back and see me again. And God says, how much more do I want to give gifts to my kids, more so than this judge? And so God wants to answer your prayers. God wants to give you these great things, but you have to be persistent. You have to pray without ceasing. You have to contend for your circumstances. And you've got to pray without giving up. God has great things for you. But first you need to align your heart with His and be praying for God's will be done on earth as it is in heaven. You have to believe with all of your heart, soul, mind, and strength that He's going to answer those prayers. And see, you have to contend for your circumstances and watch what God does through your prayers.